Hi, this is Unfinished Lady, and I am sharing my lady language lessons weekly update. Um, you can find all of the posts that I talk about on my blog at unfinishedlady.com, along with a lot of way more interesting posts about being a lady, about dealing with modern life, and just about things that come to mind when I think about being unfinished. So, the words for this week are resolve, which is a noun in this situation, meaning something that has resoluteness of purpose. I told you guys in the last video about my resolve to create these videos every week for you, and hopefully at some point there will be some people who actually watch them. The rest of them are in the blog post that is on my blog at unfinishedlady.com. Our second word for this week is gallivant. That's actually a word that in ye olden days was used to mean someone going out indiscreetly with someone of the opposite sex, but nowadays is just meant travel for pleasure. And so I went through and I shared the list of places that I want to gallivant this year, and hopefully it'll start you to thinking maybe about places you want to gallivant as well. The third word for this week is extemporize, which means something along the lines of improvise, making it up as you go, dealing with changes in situation. And I talked about how there have been some things happening in my life that have caused me to have to extemporize already in 2020, and that as a lady, I believe that I should be able to do that well, and hopefully I am. The fourth word for this week is flibbertigibbet, which is a very rarely used word that means a silly, flighty person, which is what I felt like when I realized that I said that I was going to do a word a day, which, if I were a computer, would probably mean 365 days worth of words, and I need a break. I also have other things that I would like to write about and talk about, and so I'm only doing 5 words each week, and I felt a little bit silly for not mentioning that when I first brought up the idea of these triple L words. The fifth word of the day is awful, which is an awful word. No wonder people don't want to eat organ meats when the word that describes them is awful. But lucky for you, awful organ meats are actually really good and really healthy, and I included a recipe for a meat and offal and veggie loaf, a meatloaf with offal and veggies included. That is very flexible, can be used with all kinds of meat, is keto friendly, is useful for anyone who has celiac disease and can't do gluten, who wants to learn a simple dish or is interested in a unique way to change up a dish they know very well. Your bonus word for the week, which is not a lady language lesson word of the day, but bonus word for this week is bougie. It is a slang term based on the word bourgeois, and I do a whole beautiful post on becoming bougie at my blog, unfinishedlady.com, so go over and check that out. If anybody actually watches this and comments, I will make a video that actually goes into more detail about any or all of these things. But at this point, I'm making a video for myself to keep my word to myself. So, that's it for today. We're going to start. I am super nervous. I don't know why, because there's probably only going to be 2 people who watch this in its entire lifetime. Okay. Welcome back. We're at the end of the first week of our LLL language lesson posts, and this is my second video. Please forgive everything about this video. So we're back at the end of the first week, hopefully the first of 50 or so. I'm going to take a break off somewhere in the year, but hopefully I make it through the whole year. Anyways, the fifth word of the week is awful. Or if you can't do dairy, or if you're a vegetarian, there are ways to make this work. If you're vegetarian, I don't know where that came from. No, you cannot make this meatloaf if you're a vegetarian. At least not with offal in it. I mean, you could make a tofu loaf, but don't do that. Anyways,